The piano music you just heard from our beloved Jackie is the cue to take your seats. I am Reverend Jami Yandle. My pronouns are they and them. Welcome. We have a few announcements before we begin. If you are interested in reading The Crucible with Spoon, please contact him. He's looking for volunteers. If you have a joy or sorrow you'd like to share, please place it in the basket up here. You still have a few more minutes before we read those. And next Sunday after church is our first opportunity to form a Yellow Shirt Brigade and attend a fundraiser for what's called the Helping Hands of Georgetown. Please see the messenger for more details. And if you don't have a shirt, don't worry, there's extra. This afternoon, there's a forum after church. It should start around 11:30, so you have a few minutes to water in, water out, bio break, appetizers, coffee, and it will be held here, so don't go too far. And as part of our practice of being a caring community with one another, please let our board president, Molly Hornbuckle, know if you test positive for COVID shortly after being with us. Her email is president@sangabrieluu.org. Let us now begin.
Welcome. Good morning and welcome to San Gabriel Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Whether you are here in the sanctuary or watching from home, hi. We are glad you are here. My name is Kelly McGinty and my pronouns are she, her. I have been a member of San Gabriel UU since about 2017. And I have served this congregation in various ways, including my work here in the San Gabriel kitchen, with hospitality, with events, with the board. I am also representative of the San Gabriel Unitarian Universalist Pagans, who there used to be quite a few of us, and now there are a few of us. And so if you're interested, hi. So if you're interested to learn more about that, please feel welcome to talk to me about it. San Gabriel is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association. If you would like to know more about us and learn about upcoming events, please go to our website and sign up for our newsletter. You can also check out our old school bulletin board where we post occasional things. Please know that whoever you are, wherever you are from, whomever you love, wherever you are on life's journey, whatever your gender identity or immigration status, you are welcome here. For our opening hymn, let us greet this day in song. Please rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, number 107, There's a River Flowing in My Soul. Music is in the teal hymnal, and the lyrics will be projected on the screen behind me. Okay. Let us now light our chalice, the symbol of our faith, with the words of our own Reverend Jami. We light this chalice as a symbol of our faith, for the promise of a new day, for the renewal of belonging, for the connection between and beyond. All that is, all that was, and all that is yet to come. May our many sparks meet and merge in communion of heart and soul to greet this day.
Our call to worship is special this morning. It's from our UUA President, Susan Frederick Gray, and it's a message of hope, healing, and welcome for our water communion and in-gathering service this year.
Hello, Unitarian Universalists. I'm the Reverend Susan Frederick Gray, President of your Unitarian Universalist Association. It is so good to be with you for another season of ingathering. This time marks the end of summer, when we come together to renew our commitments to each other, to our Unitarian Universalist communities, and to begin another vital year of ministry. In the summer months, I hope that you and your loved ones found some time to rejuvenate your bodies and spirits, to rest, to enjoy the long summer days, to pursue hobbies that bring you joy. I know that the world is all too much, and it matters that we take time to rest. For rest is necessary for the quality of our lives, of our ministries, and of our spirits. We are all living in what I have come to call a liminal time, a time in between. The pandemic has upended so much. After 2 years plus of virtual and hybrid gatherings in our congregations, the ways in which people connect to religious community has broadened, and new patterns are still emerging. On so many levels, what comes next is still unfolding and being imagined. As Unitarian Universalists, we are called to care for each other and to create resilient, theologically imaginative spiritual community that sustains us and inspires us as we navigate what's to come and what is needed. And there is so much needed. From support access to reproductive care, to showing up through UU the Vote to elect leaders that will work to protect our children, our planet, our future, and our deeply held values. It also matters that we attend to doing the fundamentals of religious community, like supporting children and families recovering from, and in some cases still experiencing, the collective trauma of the last few years. Our world needs our message of love and justice. Our world needs brave, bold, and loving communities that are in the struggle for equity, dignity, and compassion. One way to join with your sibling Unitarian Universalists in this work is through UU the Vote. You can find out more at uuthevote.org. Your Unitarian Universalist Association is the embodiment of the covenant that all of our congregations make to each other, to support each other. And the UUA is here because of your commitment to make and support and amplify our values, to support each of our congregations in their time of need, and to be more than any of us are alone. At the UUA, we are committed to being steadfast partners with you in this liminal time and in all that is ahead. As you gather in this sacred hour and join again in community, may we each remember the hundreds and thousands of Unitarian Universalists that are gathering all across our association, celebrating and calling themselves back into the power and the possibility a faithful community. For we are not alone, and we make each other strong. I send you my love and my blessings as we enter this new congregation year and celebrate in gathering. Much love and deep care to all of you.
And now it is time for our affirmation. Our affirmation is an expression of our covenant with one another. Please read after me, and the words will be projected. The doctrine of this church is love. The quest of truth is its sacrament. Service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace. To seek knowledge in freedom. To serve humanity in fellowship. To the end that all souls shall grow in harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with one another. And now it's time for our fabulous Wonder Box moment with Miss Karina.
Sometimes what's in the Wonder Box is very much on theme for our sermon and our service. Sometimes it isn't, so you have to make your guesses. But, you know, this is a time where we learn from one another and we help each other, kind of living out some of our principles to support each other and help each other learn and grow. So I would love to hear somewhat clunky today. A bottle of water, very much on theme. Yes. No, could be. Any other guesses? What might be in here?
Ice cube.
An ice cube? That would be a good trick. A funnel. Excellent. Oh man, you all are really on it today. So let's see. I'm going to open it up. It is, what have we got here? It's a little bucket, yeah. And what do we use buckets for? All kinds of things, I would imagine. All kinds of things. I know that it is a little bit about our water communion today. And I have a story from, let me put this, from our, a colleague, a UU minister in Knoxville, Reverend Chris Buse. And I've told this story before, but maybe you don't quite remember. It has been some time. It's called Higgins, a Drop with a Dream. Once upon a time, there was a drop of water named Higgins. Higgins was no ordinary drop of water, though. He was a drop with a dream. He lived in a valley where it had not rained in a very long time. So all the lovely green grass and the flowers were turning brown and wilting, and the trees were starting to droop. Higgins had a dream that one day the valley would be a beautiful place again, but what could he do? After all, he was only a drop. One day, Higgins decided to travel and tell others about his dream. All the other drops listened, but no one really believed that his dream would come true. Higgins, said one, "Get your head out of the clouds. You can't spend your whole life dreaming." Higgins decided that he had to do something to make his dream come true. So he began to think and think and think. And one day, as he was walking past an old, this one's a shiny bucket, he got an idea. If enough of us drops of water get together in this bucket, there would be enough water to sprinkle on a few flowers to help them grow and become beautiful again. So eagerly he starts telling everyone about his great idea, but of course they thought he was being foolish. That Higgins is nothing but a dreamer, they said. He decided he had to do something to convince the others that he was right. So he said, I don't know about you, but I'm getting into this bucket, and I hope some of you will join me. There might be just enough water to help at least a few flowers grow beautiful again. So he ran as hard as he could and hopped way up into the air and landed with a kerplunk in the bottom of the bucket. And there he sat. And here's the cutesy part. He was just a drop in a bucket. For a long time, Higgins was very lonely. And there he sat, just a drop in the bucket. Seemed like no one else was going to join him, but after a while, some of the other drops looked around and could see that the grass was dying and the flowers were wilting and the trees were drooping. And they agreed something must be done. So, and here's the important, this is even shown in group dynamics. This person is very key. This is the early adopter, okay? I'm going in the bucket with Higgins. And he leaped through the air and landed kerplunk in the bucket. And then 2 other drops yelled, wait for us, and they hopped through the air and landed in this bucket. Then 10, and 20, and 50, and then hundreds of drops came from all around just to hop in the bucket. Soon it was completely full of water. But there were still more drops that wanted to join. And before long, one bucket became 2 and 3 and 4 and 10 and hundreds and then thousands of buckets of water. And then along came a powerful breeze that blew over all the buckets. It's on its side now. And all the water flowed together to make a mighty stream. Everywhere the water flowed, the grass turned green again, and the flowers bloomed, and the trees stood tall and straight once more. All this happened because Higgins had a dream, and his dream came true. Because he knew that although he was just a drop in the bucket, enough drops in the bucket make a bucket full, and when there are enough buckets with the wind behind them, justice will roll down like waters and righteousness into a mighty stream. Amen. Yay for Higgins! So I don't know if Kelly knows this, but she's going to help me here. We're going to do a little experiment, and it's an audit. You know, I'm all about the audience participation. So Higgins got together with his friends and made a mighty stream, and are we not often in need of rain here in Central Texas? So this summer was the 2nd hottest on record, and we know why that is happening. So I think we could make a little rain in here right now. What do you say?
I say we give it a shot.
Okay, we're going to give it a shot. So I'm going to stand over here, and folks on this side follow along with me, and Kelly's going to be over there and stand on that side, and they're going to follow along with you. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a rainstorm in here. Are you ready? All right. So you just do what I'm doing a little bit after me.
Okay.
Just watch me just do it.
I was voluntold.
Yeah, we have to do that.
All right.
There it is, right? Here we go.
How refreshing. It's wonderful to have a little extra rain. Seems like we've made some water. Now would be a good time to share it. It is our tradition to mix in some water saved from our previous year's water ceremony, adding it to this year's gathered waters. In this way, our past is always with us, as a portion of the water in this bowl was gathered in our first water ceremony years ago. And it is now how we carry the past with us into the future. I invite you now to come forward and add your water to this common bowl, sharing a few brief words of why your water is special to you. May you use the water from the pitcher as well if you didn't bring any. Let's line up along the walls and return to our seats down the central aisle when complete.
Is this one?
Talk them for. Okay. I'm going to go first because I'm up here. So I'm going to pour my water in. I actually harvest rainwater during, well, when it rains. And then I catalog it during depending on what the moon cycle is. So this is full moon water that I had collected over a year ago. I have jars of this stuff at home, don't ask, or ask after. And I'm going to pour this in now, and it's also been charged by a full moon in New Orleans during March when I went there with Nola for spring break.
We have a fountain in our herb garden at home, and it invites the birds to come and enjoy our beautiful yard, and this is water from that fountain.
So this water is from the filter on my kitchen sink, because even in Williamson County, there are some places where the water's not fit to drink still.
This water is from Quebec, Canada. I just got back from there last night, and I was on a tour, Road Scholar tour. I ran into 4 Unitarians, and from the East Coast, and it made my day. And so this is the first time I've been back in the building in like 2 years. So, but anyway, it's good to be back, and I love my connection group.
I too have a fountain in the backyard, and water comes up, and we watch our birds take baths in it and drink from it, and it brings all of us such joy.
I share the same fountain she does.
My neighbor moved and gave me all 6 million of her plants, and I don't have a green thumb. So Georgetown Water saved those plants. So I'm pouring from the collective picture. A lot of water.
I'm pouring. He's talking.
This is a sample of water from some of our rain barrels at home. They're wonderful reminders of us of the gifts of nature on which we all live and depend.
This water symbolizes a lot of different rivers. We were fortunate to travel this year. We traveled through Bakersfield. It has a riverbed, not a river running through it, but we lived there for many years. And Rob's brother lives along the Trinity River up in Northern California. And then we spent time in Europe on many rivers and canals. So here's to water, here's to ending drought. We came from one drought area to another.
Hi, I'm Joan, and this is Gil. We're longtime members, just sort of recently back, and this water is from our water well in Waller, Texas, which is about 50 miles outside of Houston. To make a real long story short, we sort of hid out there for the last 2.5 years, off and on during COVID, as well as in our Sun City home here in Georgetown. And we're glad to be back, and we're very glad to get to meet some new faces, and thank you.
Some symbolic water from Alaska, which marked the completion of a quest of mine to go to all 50 U.S. states. I finally knocked it off.
This is symbolic water for the tears shed for the loss of my wife, Jen.
Right after air, water is the most important stuff.
I'm Jackie. This is water symbolizing the rivers in Texas state parks and how campers from all different backgrounds come together to stay cool.
This is water from my kitchen sink. I wasn't planning on being here, so this represents the season of my life, like working mom, always forgetting something, running back to the kitchen.
This water represents the most beautiful tomatoes grown in Texas.
As I poured that water, I thought of all the people in this world who are not blessed to have a faucet and just get water and have to work so hard. Maybe that story is needed.
Thank you, Linda.
This water is a toast to our Habitat team and all other people who, staying within city guidelines, of course, did everything they could to keep our beautiful plants for all our pollinators and other critters alive.
Hi, I'm Billy, and this is the memory of the water from Cape Cod Bay, where I've been lucky enough to go with my daughter for about 15 years. And when you're in the bay, you can see horseshoe crabs and moon snails and drift among the reeds and watch the birds gathering to migrate south. And the water and all the life that depends on it is a blessing.
You have a whole story, Ron.
This water represents water from a windmill. We lived many years in Nebraska where windmills were all across the country, and they had to have the windmills for water. And water represented hope. So with water is hope.
I'm Jay McMillan. I'm a relatively new member, and I'm pouring from the communal dish of water, but I have something else to offer. Step back, non-believers, or the rain will never come. Somebody keep that fire burning. Somebody beat on the drum. He said, some may think I'm crazy for making all these claims, but I swear before this day is over, you're going to see it rain.
All the beautiful symbolism this morning, but I'm going to echo Jen. This water is from Ozarka. And this symbolizes a busy family that grabbed the first water that we could find.
Symbolic water for the power of cleansing tears and the ability to let them flow.
This water is a memory of water that I drank from a spring on my uncle's farm on the east bank of the Mississippi River years and years ago. I almost always remember it on this day.
This is the water from last year. And this water is for our folks at home on Zoom. And that was our water ceremony.
This water is sacred. It is particularly sacred as we are reminded of its value in a drought, in scarcity and concern for its future. We will be sure to use this water responsibly, perhaps child dedication, for it's made sacred by the many hands that have poured it with the intention of love, the many stories that each drop contains, the many lives surrounding in its unique moment, connected by the commitment of faith. We made snow. So it may have felt like your water transformed, because it did. And we're going to do a call and response to bless the water. So when I go like this, say, this water is sacred. This water is sacred. May it continue to flow through this community with shining reflections of the unique gifts that flow through each of its members. This water is sacred. May it continue to nurture this community with sustaining hope that we journey together through ripples of growth and change.
This water is sacred.
May it continue to bless this community with loving reminders of our collective responsibility to one another and the world.
This water is sacred.
May its ripples be a reminder that the changes and growth within this community bring movement and transformation to the world beyond our doors.
This water is sacred.
May its purity offer grace to our community and the willingness to forgive ourselves and one another when we make mistakes.
This water is sacred.
In moments when we are confused or uncertain, may it bring us clarity of purpose and commitment.
This water is sacred.
In moments when the reservoirs of our hearts and spirits are drained by sorrow or pain, may it nourish them with the knowledge that we are surrounded by a deep and abundant love.
This water is sacred.
Let us sing together again. Please rise in body or spirit the words for our hymn, number 1064, Blue Boat Home, and the music is in the teal hymnal and the lyrics will be projected on the screen.
Low below me, I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
The offering. Water is one of our most vital resources. It has the power to unite us in ways seen and unseen. Today, as we bring our water together, let us come together in other ways to help honor our fellow people and the earth. As such, the offering will be dedicated to the Mississippi Rapid Response Coalition. This is led by the People's Advocacy Institute, the Mississippi Poor People's Campaign, Immigrant Alliance for Justice and Equity, One Voice, MS Alternate Routes, Mississippi Moves, Operation Good, Strong Arms of Mississippi, and over 30 partner organizations who are working diligently to meet the clean water needs of the communities directly impacted by the deteriorating infrastructure in Jackson, Mississippi. The coalition has a goal of raising a minimum of $2 million to provide clean water to residents. We're very grateful to have a video of our choir singing for us in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. They are sharing Gracias por el amor, which means gratitude for love. The hymn is from the Las Voces del Camino songbook and was performed at the 2014 UUA General Assembly. The offering will now be gratefully received, and please give generously. We also want to make sure you know that we can now make offerings through the Simple Give app as well, and we can give you more information about that if you need it. It's called the Simple Give app.
Gracias por el amor del cielo, gracias por el inmenso mar, gracias por el cantar del bosque, aleluya.
Gracias por el amor del mundo, gracias por la felicidad, gracias por toda mi familia, aleluya. Gracias por toda la hermosura, gracias por nuestra juventud, gracias por la amistad de todos, aleluya. Gracias por este nuevo día, gracias por nuestra gran unión, gracias por todas las bondades, aleluya.
A sincere thank you to Jackie and Kelly and Karina and our tech team and the hospitality team and all the great folks that help worship happen on Sundays. Just a reminder about the T-shirt brigade next Sunday, the forum here. Is it 11:30? You got 10 minutes. I'll try to wrap up. And there is water play on the deck, so go check that out. And now it's time for our chalice extinguishing. We close our sacred time together when we extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the chalice inside of our hearts, which serves as a beacon of hope. Emboldened by its blaze, we are reminded that our strength as prophetic and powerful people is found when we come together at St. Gabriel, which is here in Georgetown to stay, no matter what may come our way.